Okay, hello everyone. This is Dr. Hanaa Assil, and this is another video. And this is on characteristics of living organisms. So this is actually for science for junior high or checkpoint, grade 8 or grade 7. And today we're talking about characteristics of living organisms. Now, what are the characteristics of living organisms? Remember that all living organisms must do 7 characteristics in order to be classified as living. So one of them is nutrition, and we need to know the definitions of each of these. So nutrition is defined as the taking in of food. Why do we take in food? To provide energy needed for growth. So most of the animals or humans will feed on food that is complex, what we call complex, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and so on. And then we digest it in our digestive system, and it goes into the blood, absorbed into the blood, and it will be used by the body. Remember that plants have another form of nutrition, and they do nutrition, but their nutrition is what we call autotrophic. That means they use simple substances and make their own food. So you give them carbon dioxide, water in presence of sunlight, and in the green leaves that have chlorophyll, they do what we call photosynthesis. So this is a type of nutrition which we call autotrophic. So green plants do autotrophic nutrition while other animals or humans do what we call heterotrophic nutrition. That means we have to eat ready-made food, digest it, and use it up. Now, the other characteristic of living organisms is respiration. Respiration is the breakdown of food to release energy in living cells. Please remember there is a big difference between respiration and breathing. This is not breathing. Breathing is not a characteristic of living organisms. But respiration is a characteristic of all living organisms. First of all, this happens inside living cells. So in our body, the carbohydrates are digested to form glucose. These go to the cells. Inside the cells, we have mitochondria. Inside the mitochondria, the glucose is broken down using oxygen, and this releases energy. So the process of respiration is the breakdown of food to release energy in living cells. It is not the same as breathing. Breathing is just taking in of oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. That is not a characteristic of living organisms. Okay, another characteristic is movement. Movement is the change in position or place of an organism. Remember that all living organisms must move. So humans or animals move all their body from one place to another. What about plants? Yes, plants also do movement, but for plants, the movement is just parts of their body. So parts of their body move. They could move towards something like light or towards water, or for some plants, the flowers itself can close their petals or open them, or for some plants, they close their leaves and open them. So for plants, the movement is just parts of their body that are moving, while for humans and animals, uh, the movement is changing the whole body from one place to another. Excretion. Excretion is, okay, this is the removal of something from the body. Now, what are we removing from the body? We're removing either something that is toxic. So if we take in something that is toxic, it has to be removed out of the body, or removal of waste products. Waste products mean something produced in the body due to the chemical reactions that happen in our cells. For example, if we do respiration, the cell gives out carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is regarded as a waste product that needs to be removed from the body. We also remove substances that are in excess of the requirements of the body. That means if we take in too much water, the excess water needs to be removed out of the body. So excretion is removal from the body of toxic materials, waste products, and substances in excess of the requirements of the body. In humans, our excretory system is made up of the kidneys and the ureter and the bladder. So all of this make up our excretory system or our urinary system. And this removes the excess water, the excess salts, and toxic substances like urea that is removed in the form of urine. Now, plants can also do excretion, and this is a characteristic of all living organisms. So plants do excretion. Now, in plants, excretion is just in the form of diffusion of gases in and out of the leaves. Remember that leaves have small, tiny holes called stomata. Carbon dioxide can diffuse in, oxygen diffuse out, or if the plant is at night, it's not doing photosynthesis, then it will give out carbon dioxide. So diffusion of gases in and out, that's excretion. And for some plants, when they shed their leaves, when the leaves become yellow and fall off from the tree, all the unwanted substances are removed with these leaves that fall off from the tree. Growth. Growth is increase in size and dry mass of the organism. So we say that a small baby now makes new cells, increase in the number of cells, increase in the size of the organism, and in the actual mass of the organism. So we say that if a camel drinks a lot of water, that's not growth. If I soak a seed in water and it soaks up all the water, that's not growth. Growth is the increase in size and dry mass and sometimes in the number of cells of the organism. So a small plant can start to grow, make new cells and grow bigger, or an animal or a human will make new cells and grow bigger. This is growth. Now, reproduction is the ability of living organisms to produce new individuals similar to themselves. So humans can have tiny little babies, animals can have babies, and also when a plant makes seeds, it is actually making seeds in order to grow into a new plant. So that is how a plant will do reproduction. The last characteristic of living organisms is sensitivity. Sensitivity is the ability of the organism to detect and respond to changes in the environment. So these changes in the environment are actually called stimuli. So if we knock against someone's knee, he feels this and responds to it. The plant, you put it in a place where there is no light, it will feel that there is light coming from one place and respond to it. So this is sensitive. Okay, thank you for listening to this video, and please follow the other videos on sciences in general or chemistry and biology and physics. Thank you for listening.